Here it is, the new Range Rover, the first four-wheel drive that also functions as a comfortable family car. Its unique quality? The ability to combine an attractive interior design with top performance over tough terrain. That's pretty much how a TV advert 40 years ago for Range Rover would have sounded. Back then, the car was unique. Peter Gress from Land Rover says that Range Rovers were born of the idea that the four-wheel drive concept could be extended to vehicles that work both on and off-road. The combination was unique, says Gress. No one had thought of it. In 1970, Rover engineer Spencer King started to work on combining four-wheel drive with high-street usability. The team of engineers sat together and asked themselves, what can we do here? They then produced a car. Although at the start, a lot of people doubted whether the car would actually be wanted by consumers, admits Gress. But the people liked it. Even the Queen and the Pope got themselves a Range Rover. The first generation of Range Rover was named Range Rover Classic and was built until 1996. In 1994, the second generation came on the market. It was much more luxurious than the original Range Rover, but still a great performer off-road. After just 7 years of production, it was then again replaced. The third generation, which has been for sale since 2002, has been revamped a number of times, but the original soul of the car has not been forgotten. Gress admits that the car has seen a lot of development over 40 years. It's more environmentally friendly and comfortable, and the performance is better. We'll develop the design further too, he says. Despite the design differences over the years, you can always recognize a Range Rover. Whether it's the unique grille, or the uniquely shaped hood, or the vertically aligned rear lights on the first and the current generation. Or the profile with those clean, straight lines. "40 years ago, the interior of the Range Rover may have been called luxurious, but it still has needed plenty of updating over the years. Range Rover hasn't been immune to the demands of the modern consumer. These days, the car is full of technology that no one would have dreamt of back then. It's all about making the ride as comfortable as possible. The 2011 edition comes with either a 4.4-liter V8 diesel engine with 313 horsepower or a 5-liter V8 petrol engine with 510 horsepower. Our test vehicle is the new Autobiography edition and runs on diesel. The standard price is €114,000. Thanks to an air suspension system, the Range Rover can be adjusted from 23.1 centimeters to 28.3 centimeters. That gives better performance off-road, of course. Only a few cars can match that sort of technology. The Mercedes G or the Land Rover Defender, for instance. The car can also drive through water hazards up to 50 centimeters deep. Our conclusion: the 2011 Range Rover is true to its origins. It's a robust car for all occasions. A number of electronic gadgets are on board which will help even the most inexperienced of off-road drivers to safely navigate through tough terrain and get their way back to the main road. The A-Class E-Cell is the latest locally emission-free car from Mercedes. The batteries are built into the underbody and give the car a range of some 200 kilometers between recharges. The 95 horsepower electric motor has already been tested in the B-Class, and the battery technology comes from the smart 4.2 electric drive. The first 500 electric A-Class cars will be rented to selected customers in Europe. Audi gives the first moving demonstration of its Quattro concept car. It's based on the RS5 and comes with the latest permanent four-wheel drive. The Quattro packs a whopping 408 horsepower, a 5-cylinder turbo engine, and a lightweight body. The car races from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 3.9 seconds. Audi has not yet revealed whether the concept car will hit the showrooms in its current form. People carriers have come a long way in recent years. Minivans are no longer simply for moving families from A to B. Peugeot's 3008 is a prime example. It's not just a van, it's a sedan and an SUV all in one. The revamped engine fulfills the Euro 5 emission norm. The new van has been on the market since October. The interior has also had a makeover. We wanted to see just how family-friendly the new van is. The all-round view, thanks to the massive rear window, is a plus. The trunk opens like a classic off-roader, both up and down. A load-through provision in the split rear seat offers ample space for luggage and passengers. Another plus is the double floor. All in all, the van offers storage space of 1,604 liters. The van has a chrome trim strip over the windows that gives it a stylish look. The front gives the look of a sturdy family van. The interior of the 3008 is elegant and attractive. The cup holders are designed well and are more than just functional. And what about checking if everyone has their seatbelts on? This little gadget gives the driver an instant view of who is strapped in. There is also an internet connection.
Bernhard Voss from Peugeot explains the advantages of a van with internet access. Bernhard says that internet technology has developed rapidly. Peugeot has come up with a box called Wi-Fi that enables the customers to surf while in the car. Bernhard explains that passengers can upload, download, surf the net, watch films. There are 5 connections available. Passengers can make contact with each other. Bernhard says there are many possibilities, that it's very modern, and it goes down well with young people. He adds that it is very unusual because it works while driving, and not many cars have this function. The van comes with the classic 5 engines, and as of next year, a hybrid will be added. The hybrid is a diesel-electric mix. The electric motor sits on the rear axle, while the diesel engine drives the front axle. A 4-wheel drive that can also function as a 2-wheel drive in town. He came, he saw, and he almost conquered. In 1954 at the premiere in Le Mans. 1 year later, the Jaguar D-type raced to victory. It was the start of a great run.
Jaguar drivers Rolt and Duncan Hamilton were to finish an honourable second in an exciting race that was long remembered.
Fans and owners of the old racing car meet at the Le Mans Classic. The Jaguar D-type is part of the show, along with Ferrari, Porsche, and Lotus.
It's been a car that we all want to drive, you know, because it's so famous, the shape. It started a new era in sports cars. You've got to remember the D-type was really built for Le Mans. It was never very fast anywhere else, but only at Le Mans.
John Harper's car is not British racing green like most D-types. His car has a unique history.
This car was found in New Zealand about 4 years ago, came to England and nobody touched it. It was very, very, very original. It was what you call a customer car, so they built them for customers, and they had their factory cars, of course. There was very little restoration to do until you took the paint off. Now, the car is a monocoque, which means it's put together as a box with things bolted to it. And the monocoque is all aluminium.
The D-type won 3 years in a row at Le Mans. The 3.4-liter six-cylinder racing car had a maximum 280 horsepower with a top speed of 280 kilometers an hour, 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. But John Harper says the restored cars are easier to drive than the cars in their prime.
The cars are developed. We have better brake material, better oil, better tyres. The whole scene has developed. The cars are quicker, they are better, newer shock absorbers. Everything is a lot better now. In the old days, when Duncan Hamilton, he had a bird fly through the windscreen and in the C-type and broke his goggles. He didn't stop, he kept going, you know. Very British, you know.
The Jaguar D-type is also very British, a legend that wrote history at Le Mans.